blew it up and it could win,
Hmm.
so I'm very biased against it because I have no knowledge for it. Now, Fortnite, I know is really big. Always, the thing they just did right now is they put Simpsons people in the game,
Hmm.
and the map is literally just Springfield.
Hmm.
So that is really cool. I'm not a big fan of Fortnite. I play with my son sometimes.
Yeah.
That's about it. But they do a good job at that, I guess.
Hello and welcome to level 146 of the Thoughts and Players podcast, the gaming podcast with bold takes and no strings attached. I am Jeremy, here with my compadre, David.
What up?
How's your evening going?
It's going all right.
Good, good.
It's my weekend night. I don't work Fridays right now, so I don't get to sleep in because I am with child,
Ah, got you.
take him to school and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's been all right. How about you?
Going all right. It is going all right. Not too bad. Holiday week coming up next week. Got a short week.
Yeah.
That's always
Hmm.
nice.
I
So
agree.
yeah, looking forward to that. Otherwise, it's pretty much it. Pretty
Okay.
much it. Yeah. Not much going
Another
on.
day of living.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, chickens, ducks, and hens. We welcome you into this level of the podcast. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're well rested. Hope you're well fed. Hope you're doing what you can in these times to stay enthused and energetic and positive, and playing games because that's what we're all about. We've got a pretty good topic. We're going to talk about some choices, some things, some awards that's happening. But before we get to that, we're going to start where we always start, and that's talking about what we are playing. So, who wants to talk about what they're playing first? I can go. I can offer. It'll be a short
Sure.
list, very
Throw them
short
out there.
list, as it's been for the past few levels.
Hmm.
I've been
Hmm.
playing mostly just one game, though very little of it. But I've been playing one game, and that is Ghost of Yote. Now, I mentioned I think in the previous level that I beat it.
Right.
This is
I'm
true.
surprised.
So, I've been going back and trying to accomplish get some trophies. I don't know if I want to
Ah.
100% it. I don't know if I want to platinum it, but everything feels attainable. This game isn't that difficult.
Hmm.
So I've been going back, playing some other missions, trying to find some different things to do. Get all the bamboo strikes, find all the, there's a tribe of people in northern Japan, the Ainu people. So they have different items that are spread out around the northern area of Japan, further north of Ezo. And so trying to find all their items, that's another trophy that you can do. Try to, get all the bounties in the game. That's another unlock, right? Get all the armor, all the weapons. I think they have, I don't know if it was released today, but pretty soon they're going to have a new game plus that unlocks, and that's going to be cool. And they're also bringing a Legends mode to it, which I think is the multiplayer mode. So all that stuff will be coming pretty soon. Now I
Oh, that's
won't be
pretty
able to
cool.
play it because I don't have PS Plus.
Right.
I don't know if I will ever get PS Plus. I got rid of my Xbox stuff. So I'm not doing that anymore. Um, I think multiplayer just stays to PC because it's free like it's supposed to be.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. I've just been trying to grab some more trophies in Ghost of Yote while
Okay.
I still have the zeal for it a little bit. But that's pretty much it. How about you?
I've been playing a lot of Rivals and Fragpunk actually.
Okay,
In
nice.
Fragpunk, the in ranked it has 5 divisions instead of 3 and 4 because Rivals has 3 divisions in each, and Apex has 4 divisions in each.
Okay.
So right now I'm Plat 3, and it's still I'm pretty much winning more
Mm-hmm.
often than not.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been pretty easy. I just don't know how it's going to be when I start getting up there. Like, I don't know. I barely know this game. I have 18 hours into it. I haven't looked around or anything. So, like, you have to plant the bomb, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I pick it up, I don't know how to drop it off, and every time I ask in the chat, hey, how do you drop the bomb? No one answers me, not once. I have asked 10 times, so I still have a lot to learn, but
Yeah.
it's been fun.
Yeah.
And Rivals, Gambit came out, so I've been mostly playing only Gambit, and he's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He's a support player, and he's pretty hybrid. You know, you can defend yourself pretty easily if you need to, especially against the divers like Daredevil. I always call him One Punch Man, but Iron Fist, Spider-Man, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've been playing.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Nice, simple, and a little 2-game rotation you got going there. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Nice. I definitely want to get back to a multi-game rotation. I mean, it's nice when you have one game you can dive deep into, but once you
Yeah.
kind of emerge from that, you're like, I want to find some different things. So I'm thinking that I might. One game that I was flirting with before I got into Ghost of Yote was Dragon's Dogma 2, but I've been kind
Right.
of feeling the itch to maybe jump back into that. So I might jump back
Okay.
into Dragon Dogma 2. We'll see.
Time will tell.
Yeah, yeah. But okay, we've talked about the games we've been playing. It's been short and sweet, not that much, but we're liking what we're playing. So let's jump into our main topic. Now, for those of you that may not know, the 2025 Game Awards has just announced their nominees.
What?
It's supposed to go down on December 11th. I think last year's happened December 12th. It seems like it's usually the second week of December. It seems where they're kind of like hosting this thing at. So yes, they've announced their nominees, and we've taken a look, and we feel like there's
it's a few of them.
we got there's a few of them that we're really feeling. There's some categories that we find interesting enough to want to talk about. So we want to talk about some of the categories in the Game Awards and the nominees that are in them. Of course, one of those categories will be the Game of the Year, but we have about 5 other categories we want to kind of look at, and we'll list the nominees and kind of what our thoughts are. And so let's see, where do we want to start with the categories here?
I don't know. I feel like we should do Game of the Year last.
I believe I think so too. I think
you know, like we you have to include Game of the Year because that's what it's all about.
Well, then let's start with perhaps the most maybe the most boring category, at least to me, to start off with, which would be best narrative.
Okay.
Let's start with best narrative. Now, for those of you that are uninitiated with the word narrative, which I don't assume to be many of you, but just in case you are, basically, what's the best story? What's the best narrative here? And it has 5 nominees. Those nominees are Claire Obscure, Expedition
just
33.
like the awards.
Exactly. Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F. Those are your 5 nominees for best narrative. Now, initial thoughts that I have here is that look, these, if you look at it from the outside standpoint of the type of games you're going to get, this kind of makes sense.
Right.
A lot of these are RPGs, but very story-driven RPGs. They have open world elements of them. I would say probably Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 may have the largest as far as scope of RPG elements or RPG just mechanics in it. But they all do. So you have basically 3.5-ish. I don't know how you would define Death Stranding, but 3.5-ish RPGs, and then you have a horror game. And horror movies, especially, or horror games, especially well-made horror games, typically have very good to exceptional storytelling in them. So it will make sense that a horror game like a Silent Hill will be best narrative. When Resident Evil comes out, I would expect that Resident Evil makes its way into the best narrative category. So there's no surprise on surface.
Exactly. Horror games, stuff like that. If they don't do it well, then even the horror doesn't come out right.
Yeah, and a horror game with a bad story is a really bad horror game. where you
Exactly.
can have an RPG that doesn't have a great story. I mean, a la, I don't know, Avowed, and can still not be seen as terrible, right? So, yeah, it definitely relies more on that. Apparently, with Silent Hill F, they've been able to create a compelling enough story to get a nomination here. Um, Looking at this list, right? So I can obviously speak to some games that I'm like familiar with. The one that I'm probably the most familiar with on this list is Ghost of Yotei. If you were to ask me like best narrative, don't it says right here in the caption for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. And I would say for this category of where I'm leaning versus what I think how things will shake out, I'm
Hmm.
not sure. Ghost of Yotei is it's cool it got a nomination. It will not win this
You don't
because
think so?
this no because we'll kind of talk about this in a future level in regards to it being a topic. Um, Ghost of Yotei has a I think very compelling story until the tail end of the second act. When you
Right.
realize that these tail end of the second act is basically just kind of like the prologue for the third act, right? Like that's almost basically kind of how it feels. And the actual ending of the game sours the entire story development of that
Right.
entire game.
I was gonna say, I remember you saying
So
that the end wasn't that great.
exactly, right? It's kind of like it was I've read many online posts, Reddit posts, different things like that, where people get to the end of the game and they're like, "Really? Like that's how you decided to end it?" And if that happens, you do not have a best narrative,
Right.
right? That sentiment was not there with Ghost of Tsushima. If you ask everyone else, by and large, Ghost of Tsushima has a more compelling narrative. So if Ghost of Tsushima didn't win best narrative, how the hell is Ghost of Yotei going to win best narrative? So that's
Exactly.
automatically out of the way, right?
Okay.
Um, I'm not as familiar with the story of like Death Stranding. I'm familiar with the first one, and I got turned off of it so much so that it's kind of turned me off to the franchise. So I'm not really familiar with Death Stranding 2 at all. So
Me
for me,
either.
really, the thing comes in between for me, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yeah, I was
And
thinking Claire and Silent.
okay, you're thinking Claire and Silence. So that makes sense. That makes sense. And then so for me, if I have to choose one, um, yeah, I'm going to show my bias here because I think Claire Obscure is going to win so many other things.
Hmm.
Give Kingdom Come Deliverance to this. So I would go Kingdom Come Deliverance to Kingdom Come Deliverance doesn't have I don't think it has a ton of nominations. And I
Hmm.
remember that when that game came out, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 could also be a victim of recency bias. Because I remember when that game came out, that was an immediate like, oh, this is game of the year.
I
Without a
remember.
doubt, this is game of the year. And then Claire Obscure Expedition 33 came out, and everyone said, oh no, this is game of the year. And so I think there's a little bit of kind of like recency stuff happening there, right? Which is also why I think recency is also kind of the reason why Ghost of Yotei is in here, honestly. You could probably find some other games that have more
I
compelling narrative,
mean, you wouldn't
you
be
know?
wrong, probably.
Yeah. So I would say Kingdom Come Deliverance, that's my bet for best narrative.
Okay.
So let's see what happens there. But what do you think? You said it's between Claire Obscure and Silent Hill for you.
Yes. Because again, if a horror got up here, that means they did the job well.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't fumble the ending, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Claire, that is it's a brand new company and everything, right?
Yep.
Just the guy from Ubisoft or whatever, and then
Mm-hmm.
his team. So like I kind of agree with you. I kind of want Silent Hill to win because I feel like Claire's going to win so many other things,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's going to win this one too.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I feel like this is an easy one to actually give to it, right? The one thing that I would the only here's the thing we're saying that how much money you want to actually bet because remember the Game Awards is wrote by a lot of critics, writers, different things like that, right? And I have a feeling that they're either going to go Claire Obscure Expedition 33 because that's the cool niche kind of in vogue choice, or they're going to let their raging boners for Hideo Kojima show, and they're going to choose Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Yeah,
I think that's where it's actually lying. It's between
right.
those two. Yeah.
Because like I know Death Stranding and Silent Hill are like top tier kind of companies. Sucker Punch is what, more in the middle maybe? It's not like high up there, but it's up there.
I would say it's up there now. I would say that this Ghost series has elevated the studio.
Right.
But they were like, I mean, they had like the, what is it, the infamous like series is like Sucker Punch, and like
Okay.
I think like the Residence Fall of Man series, I think, is Sucker Punch. They've got some bangers under them, but I don't know if they've ever been as highly viewed as anything like a Kojima's done, or like a
and then
maybe other stuff.
Warhorse, is that another like indie?
Warhorse is an indie. So Kingdom Come Deliverance was their first game. That was Warhorse Studios' first game. And then so this is the follow up to that. Yeah. And that first game was in development forever. So it's nice to actually see that came to fruition, and then they were able to build a franchise off of it. That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got 3 heavy hitters, 2.5 heavy hitters, then you got the 2 indie-ish. So yeah, I mean, if they worked to get up there, I think one of those 2 should win off of that.
Yeah. I think it's going to be either Clair Obscur or Death Stranding, even though I would like it to go to Kingdom Come Deliverance too.
Right.
I just think that the world and the characters they built in that thing are just so compelling, and the story around it is so great, right? It is a story that is, birthed out of kind of, loss and different things like that. Very similar playing stories with Ghosts of Yote, right? And we talked about it before, the whole Disney ploy of dead parents, right? Like that's also Kingdom Come Deliverance too, but yeah, like I like to see it, but I have a sneaky suspicion it's really between Clair and Death Stranding as far as that goes. I know they can do a assignment to vote, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But that's it for best narrative. So let's move on to which one you want to go to next. You want to go to
RPG?
You can do RPG. Let's go to RPG.
All right.
So yeah, we can go to best RPG because I feel like this category isn't that strong. So the best RPG they have for the best game design with rich player customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. So I guess MMORPGs can also be in this, even though they don't have any in this category. Whatever, Game Awards.
It's just hard to make.
There's 5 nominees for best RPG, and the nominees are Avowed, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2.
Okay.
Now, some people feel that there was a slight here because many people are saying that the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered should actually be in this category. And to that, I say it shouldn't. Get over it.
I don't think remasters should count. Maybe remakes.
It's technically a remake, kind of. It kind of bridges that little thing. I think that's a technicality that may have actually made it not an option or made it not a nominee in this. Is the fact that I think Xbox or Bethesda has defined it as a remaster and not a remake. And from a lot of technical standpoints, it's a remaster and not a remake. Even though visually and some player mechanics, it is a remake. Again, it's very confusing, but that's the reason it's not in here. So
got it.
We've got these 5 nominees.
Yeah.
I'm a bit familiar with all of them. So
this is right up your alley.
The one that will win this and should win this is Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Like not even there's not a debate there. I just lauded Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the obvious winner of this genre if Clair Obscur doesn't come out. Unfortunately, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 came out.
If this game didn't exist, it would win.
If this game didn't exist, the Oblivion remake probably does get in there, or remaster does get in there, but Clair Obscur exists.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately for Avowed, all the other games in this genre exist, including another game that same Obsidian Entertainment has 2 RPGs in this category with Avowed and The Outer Worlds 2. So that studio is getting love. And both those RPGs are mid when you compare them to and Clair Obscur 33. And I
Right.
mean, I heard there was a lot of hype around Monster Hunter Wilds when it first
I
came out,
remember.
but it died down pretty
I haven't heard
quickly,
anything about it.
which leads me to believe that it's good, not great. But
I
obviously,
like that. I like that.
but obviously, it shows how slim a pickings there are if it's in here for best RPG, right? I think it's obviously Clair Obscur. Like Clair Obscur is the obvious number 1. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the obvious number 2, and then you can just pick what you want with these other ones.
Right.
Even though
It's
out of
not
the 5
even-
nominees, I think Avowed is the obvious number 5. I mean, you could not put a more mid RPG in best RPG than Avowed.
Yeah, it seems like they ran out of options. Like, do you need 5? Like, probably could have kept it at 4.
He probably could have kept it at 4. It's probably more compelling to have it at 4. I mean, especially because the thing they have with rich player customization and progression. Avowed, man, you had like maybe you could pick maybe like 15, 20 faces. Maybe. You can maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't get thoroughly invested in that game. My fiance, she beat that game.
Really?
Yeah. Which I just remembered, which is insanity. But yeah, so I mean, you know, it's whatever, but yeah, so best RPG, that's all I've got for
I
it.
think it's said and done. Claire's gonna win that one.
Not even close. It's not even close. Okay, well, we got rid of that way quicker than we got rid of best narrative. So
not as much to talk about.
I know, right? Best narrative out of the way, best RPG out of the way. Do we want to go to we want to do best ongoing? Do we want to look at that one?
Sure. Yeah.
All righty. So, best ongoing game awarded to games for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. These are games as a service, as we call them, right? So when you're like, what is a best ongoing? If that's your Apexes, that's your Overwatches, like games that continue to get iterative upgrades and updates to them, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So best ongoing also has 5 nominees, and the nominees are Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky. So I'm interested to hear your take on this first, because I know where I'm going. I'm kind of split between 2 games, but I'd like to hear where your thoughts are with this.
Okay, so my thoughts are Final Fantasy 14 has been around a long time. I don't remember it winning any awards before.
I can't recall.
So maybe some recent additions to the game really blew it up and it could win, you know? So I'm very biased against it because I have no knowledge for it. Now, Fortnite, I know, is really big. Always, you know, the thing they just did right now is they put Simpsons people in the game, and the map is literally just Springfield. So that is really cool. I'm not a big fan of Fortnite. I play with my son sometimes.
Yeah,
that's about it. But they do a good job at that, I guess. Helldivers 2, I've never played it. I've seen some clips, you know, of people just doing funny stuff. But the game does look pretty riveting. All those big, giant monsters and everything like that. But I feel like that's kind of like a niche area, and even more so than like Fortnite, BR and stuff. I think it'd be a little harder to get into because of what type of gameplay you're doing.
Yeah.
And Marvel Rivals, that's what, you know, I have 800 hours in already. I feel like they're doing a great job, right? They already have 33 characters. I think Gambit was the 33rd, so that's quite a diverse hero selection, and they're just doing more and more. Rogue is coming, and they do stuff. They make the changes and everything like that on a timely manner. Now, No Man's Sky, I know, is more so on yours. I know it came out really bad, and then they like turned it
Mm-hmm.
around, and it's been
Mm-hmm.
really good.
Yeah.
I want Rivals to win, obviously, but I feel like Fortnite's gonna win.
Okay. Okay. Um,
That's where I'm standing right now.
Interesting. So I'm trying to think of where this might go. And so the two games that are here that are it for me between these is Helldivers 2 and No Man's Sky. Now, I have a question for you, David. Do you know what year Fortnite came out?
I want to say like 2019, 2018.
2017.
Ooh, that was close.
Yes. Do you know what year No Man's Sky came out?
Oh God, 2013.
2016.
Oh,
2016. So No Man's Sky is older than Fortnite.
yeah, you're right.
And the amount that No Man's Sky has gotten better through support versus Fortnite, to me, is night and day, because all Fortnite does now is brand crossovers. That's how they're supporting the game. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Darth Vader came. Oh, hey, Homer Simpson came. Oh, hey, something with AI, something sexual gets mixed in with AI every once in a while. That's how Fortnite is being updated and preserved. And look, people like it, whatever they're doing, that's cool or whatever. But a lot of it is basically this has gotten so big, the brand has become so large. It's just doing crossovers with other huge brands.
Yeah.
These other games, specifically, I would say Final Fantasy, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky, have to make integral additions to the actual main core experience of the gamer itself that is contingent upon the game world they're in. Because
Right.
I mean, yeah, kind of do brand deals, but Helldivers 2 has is in this weird space because Helldivers 2 has a lot of cultural relevance with a very tumultuous subsection of internet political discourse, right? Like, it unfortunately has that affiliation with some of its memes and things. So there's a lot of brands that won't touch it, right? If I had to lean which way I was going, or which way I'm going with the game that I think should get this, it's No Man's Sky, because No Man's Sky is almost 10 years old. And I think maybe except for possibly Final Fantasy 14, that makes it the oldest game in this category.
Right.
Right? Unless Final Fantasy 14 came out a little bit sooner. And I feel like that came out maybe 2013, 2014-ish, possibly. But if it came out after 2016, that makes No Man's Sky the oldest game in this category. And think about where it started and where it is now. Think about all the huge updates that came. No Man's Sky had a huge update that introduced a bunch more ships and game mechanics this year, and it's 10th year, right?
Okay.
So when I look at best ongoing in this, that's not to say that these other games don't deserve it in some right, but I would say Helldivers 2 was also a small studio, got screwed in how it was launched by Sony, overcame it, and is a game with some real stickiness that a lot of people are like playing and really involved in. And it's obviously it's really, if you think about it, kind of like, like an extraction shooter-ish type of thing. It's like Starship Trooper kind of stuff. It's a really good game. So but I think this award should go to No Man's Sky. The game that will probably end up winning it, I feel like, is going to be Marvel Rivals. I don't know how, NetEase is a huge publisher, and Marvel is, one of the largest entertainment brands in the world.
Right.
I don't know how it doesn't win. If people can sign in to vote, and you think about the critics and the people that vote for this stuff, they're kind of stooges. I feel like Marvel Rivals is going to win just because it has a more recent cultural impact of everything. It's new. I think it's the newest game on here as far as release. There's a bunch of new stuff that's coming out. They just had to release where they dropped Gambit and all this other stuff. So I can see it happening, but when I think about the game that I feel like deserves it,
Mm-hmm.
it's the game that I used to hate. It's No Man's Sky. Because this
Yeah.
thing's 10 years old and it's getting better and it's getting exponentially
Right.
better. You know what I'm saying?
It started off horrible.
Yes.
Horrible. And Final
Yes.
Fantasy 14 came out in 2013.
2013, and they took it down for a little bit because it was real bad and they brought it back. So you're talking about that's the oldest one. Final Fantasy 14 is the oldest one. Next to that, it's No Man's Sky. I mean, No Man's Sky is old.
Yeah.
And I think people actually kind of don't even realize how old that game is, right? So, yeah, think about that. Hello Games has been working on that game for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, but that's my thoughts. But I think it's either goes Marvel Rivals or it goes Fortnite. I think they keep it real surface level with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's where it goes. Also, we got to think about impact. How many people play Fortnite versus play No Man's Sky? Oh, what? Like the 70 billion people that play Fortnite and then the 7 people that play No Man's Sky? If they just all go in there and vote, obviously Fortnite's going to win, right? Or
exactly. It's a popularity contest.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like that's obviously going to take it. So, yeah. But all right, we got best ongoing out of the way. That leaves us with 2 categories: best debut indie, and then game of the year. Oh no, actually leaves us with 3. We have best debut indie, most anticipated game, and then game of the year. So between best debut indie and most anticipated, should we go with best debut indie?
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty. Best debut indie game. Now there are only 4 nominees. There were 5. There was a game called Megabonk. I believe that's what it was called. Megabonk? Yes, Megabonk. Which was basically kind of like a 3D third-person version of Vampire Survivors. Like it was an auto battler where you're fighting like undead armies and stuff like that. But the developer of it pulled it based on the technicality that this is supposed to be for the best debut game created by a new independent studio. This developer has made games in the past, so they felt like it wasn't fair, even though technically if this game was released under a different studio name. So I think technically they are eligible for it, but they decided out of good, just being
they're decent people.
Person, exactly, they're just going to pull it. You know what I'm saying? So there's 4 instead of 5. Those 4 are the nominees are Blueprints by Dogubomb / Raw Fury, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 by Sandfall Interactive / Kepler Interactive. Despelot, I believe is how it's pronounced, made by Julian Candero and Sebastian Valbuena and Panic, and then Dispatch by Ad Hoc Studio. So it would be Claire Obscure is going to win this.
It's going to win, obviously. Based off art style, I like Blueprints.
I think off of concept, I like Blueprints.
I don't know what any of them are about besides Claire.
Yeah, and I've seen like art style wise, I actually really like Dispatch. But conceptually, I like Blueprints the most.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Yeah.
So
let's be real. That's like a AAA title, but it's an indie game. That's
basically how it's viewed, right? But it's
Yeah.
It's a debut indie game. So unfortunately, these other indies that are great in their own right.
Yeah, it's just not it wasn't the right year.
The nomination is going to bring eyes to you, so it'll hopefully help the game that you're working on right now, and it'll hopefully lead to better support for your next game.
Like, I never thought about that.
Yeah, that's the thing you go for, right? Because like Blueprint conceptually is really interesting. I had a few friends that like really enjoyed this game, and they talked about it more than they did Claire Obscure Expedition 33. So who knows about that? But I think this is unfortunately not a very competitive category this year. Maybe next year.
Yeah,
So I mean, not much to say about debut indie, unfortunately. I think that developer of Megabonk was even smarter than he's like, look, I stay here and freaking what? I'm going to compete against Claire Obscure, whatever. Eat kick rocks. I'm out of here. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. So now we move on to the category, another kind of worthless category here, really, honestly. I mean, compelling enough, but kind of ridiculous, of the most anticipated game. Recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. I don't know what these what these descriptions are. Recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward.
Demonstrably? Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Illustrated the potential to push, and I look at all the selections here, all the nominees, and none of them look like they're demonstrably, and they've illustrated any potential to push gaming medium forward. All right, but we're going to see. So we've got 5 nominees here. Oh, who would have guessed 5?
What?
And the nominees are 007 First Light, Marvel's Wolverine, Resident Evil Requiem, The Witcher 4, and Grand Theft Auto 6.
Winner.
So I have a feeling I know who's going to win, which of these games are going to win.
Yep. There's no doubt about it.
The game,
like, it's a meme in itself.
It is a meme. So let me ask you this, though, David, because I know it's not that. What is your most anticipated game from this list?
First Light.
It's not GTA 6. It's First Light.
It's it's Resident Evil. Easy.
Yeah.
It's coming out right around my birthday. It's perfect.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 is the biggest game ever, profit-wise.
Yes.
And it's a meme in itself. You go on any video that something happens crazy, like, oh, this happened before GTA 6 came out. Like, that's just the meme in itself, because they keep delaying it. They just delayed it again, I think, right? So it's ridiculous. They're just kind of like hanging it on a fishing pole and just kind of slowly pulling it away from us every time it gets close. Yeah, I want Resident Evil. I mean, Witcher 4, the graphics on that look really cool, and I'm interested in it. But I tried to play The Witcher, and I just could not stand the combat in it. And I know you said that they changed it.
Yeah, it is a harder game to get into. Yeah, I'm with you there.
What about you?
So if I had to go by, the game that I'm most anticipating, purely the game, most anticipated game, it is very, very obviously Grand Theft Auto 6. Very obviously.
You're one of them, huh?
Yeah. If I had to go by which game I'm most anticipating, because I think the journey to getting there is going to be the most pleasant, and I'm not going to be off-put by the obnoxious fan base surrounding it, it's going to be Marvel's Wolverine. Because every other fan base every other game with these are going to have insufferable fan bases.
Seems to be a common occurrence.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to have an insufferable fan. It is comprised of a bunch of Chads. It is going to be an insufferable fan base as this game gets closer and closer to coming out.
Yes.
The Resident Evil fan base, you're going to start seeing a bunch of, I'm pretty sure it's happening already, a bunch of purity tests in regards to how much does this uphold the integrity of horror compared to past Resident Evil games. I can feel that argument already starting to emerge, right? The Witcher 4, I heard some of it in the beginning. Oh, we play Ciri in this one? What about Geralt? Oh, is it because he's a man? I don't want to be anywhere near these fan bases as games get closer to game coming out, because it's just going to be obnoxious. I heard it with Ghost of Yotei. It was like, oh, Ghost of Yotei, more like Ghost of Woke. The character's getting voiced by a bisexual actress. And it's like, nobody should care about that. Who cares?
Right.
And then obviously, 007s, because it's like, how are you even a 007 video game fan still? But I think Marvel's Wolverine, it's done by Insomniac. It's going to be great. It looks great. I saw the trailer. It looks awesome. But I've had to think about all these different ones. The most insufferable, they all have insufferable fan bases, besides, I think, Marvel's and maybe 007 First Light, because it doesn't really have a fan base. So, but yeah, as far as the actual game itself, GTA 6, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this game to come out. So, that's mine. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to win this category.
Me too, for sure.
This was another one where it's like, just take the year off. Like, why have this category? Just take the year off this time around. Okay? The same with best, like, I guess technically you have to do best indie game, because even nominees can get highlighted and get more than they needed to, right? But for instance, like best RPG, who cares? Like, just do gods, just get rid of it. It's Claire. Like, why even have this? You know what I'm saying? So that leads us to the final list, Game of the Year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. This has 6 nominees. The most they could probably ever fathom. They almost probably had a stroke coming up with 6 nominees for things. So, the nominees are Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
What?
Death Stranding 2, On the Beach. Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Come on.
Hades 2. Hollow Knight Silksong. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So, who do we think is going to win the Game of the Year here?
See, I'm kind of stuck like we are on the other one that had both of them, Clair and Death Stranding, because it's either going to go to Clair because it just surpassed everybody's expectations for being an indie game, right? Or it goes with Death Stranding because it's Kojima and it's a AAA title and it's all this.
I don't.
You know,
I think this is where it gets cute. Well, I don't know, because it's a sign in and vote thing. So I don't know if it's purely a popularity thing or if it's also the critics and stuff. Like, I don't know if they do like a critics and then you also like choose. I forgot exactly how it works. Kind of weird. Right. If it was going by like a critics thing, so if it's a sign in and vote thing, then sure. I think also like you were saying, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 leaning more towards that way. But I think they try to get cute with this. And if they get cute with it, they're not going Clair Obscur and they're not going Death Stranding. They're going Donkey Kong Bonanza.
They ain't gonna be cute. It wasn't in any other thing except maybe family. But it wasn't in sound design and
look. It got a 10 when it came out. It was declared obvious one of the best games of the year, and it's Nintendo. So if Nintendo's not getting love in any other category, they might give them the big one.
Yeah, I don't know about that, because when's the last time they won Game of the Year? Breath of the Wild?
What Tears of the Kingdom? The last one they did, the last big one that came out.
Tears of the Kingdom?
Zelda one, yeah.
That one won Game of the Year.
I think they only give them the Zelda games. They don't give them.
Yeah. So yeah, you got Breath of the Wild and the tier whatever the other one was. You can go from that to Donkey Kong and say it's on the same level. I can't. Bruh, I loved the Donkey Kong games, especially the N64 one. We all know that. But like, no.
I feel you. I'm just saying.
I could not.
I can see them getting cute. I can see them, because Clair Obscur is in every single. I'm pretty sure Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is nominated for best VR game. I mean, it's in every category. I could see them giving Clair Obscur all of them and not giving them Game of the Year, so they can say not yet. We'll give it, but we're not going to. You know what? We're going to be. So you might be thinking we're going to go Death Stranding 2, don't you? Nope. Or you think we might be going Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, huh? Other RPG? Nope. We're not having any RPG win this. Donkey Kong Bonanza, get it, right? And they have some freaking schmuck from Nintendo walk up there and say, "Thanks, this is for you guys." I can see it happening. I'm not saying it will. I'm hoping it doesn't. Otherwise, I don't know. Of all these games, Clair Obscur was the only one I really heard about, like surefire Game of the Year type things. The only other game I really heard that about when it came out, I distinctly remember, was Donkey Kong Bonanza.
No,
It was Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Didn't you say that about Kingdom Come?
Yes, yeah, also
Earlier?
Kingdom Come. Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like they
I
seem
thought you were going that route, then you spilled Donkey on me. I was like, what?
yeah, yeah. But they did say that with Kingdom Come Deliverance too, as well. But I mean, I don't know, man. I think I can't see them. I can't see them giving it to Kingdom Come over Clear Obscure, right? So like, and I can't see them giving it to Hollow Knight Silksong over Clear Obscure. Because I also think with certain games like that, like if Clair Obscure is this big indie that doesn't win, any other game that wins gets hate, right?
Yeah.
So the only other games you could give it to that wouldn't get that type of hate is going to be either Death Stranding because of Hideo Kojima or Nintendo because it's Nintendo. That's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know? So if Clair Obscure doesn't get it, it's either Death Stranding or Donkey Kong that gets it, just based on the politics and the optics. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, as far as who I hope gets it, I guess Clair Obscure Expedition 33. Let the little guys win. Either Clair Obscure, Hades, Hollow Knight. So basically, most of the nominees I hope gets it. Just don't give it to.
As long as one in this category wins, that's fine with me.
Don't give it to Death Stranding or Donkey Kong. Let the little guys win. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that one.
Okay. That covers the 6 categories we're going to talk about when it comes to Game Awards 2025. Now, the Game Awards again are on the 11th of December. So, you know, we may have some more opinions about it on a following level before it actually happens. But I think this is kind of what we're thinking right now for these. But yeah, that's it for your nominees for 2025 Game Awards. The Game Awards that has replaced E3. Good riddance.
That's funny.
Yeah. But with that out the way, we're near the end of the episode, which means it's time for final thoughts. We can offer final thoughts about anything that are either related or unrelated to this podcast episode. So, who wants to give their final thought first?
I'll go.
All right.
Okay. So, happy accidents, right? They happen. It's little Bob Ross, you know? So, my partner, Emily, she makes chicken. You know, she throws it on the stove, puts seasoning and stuff on it, you know, all that jazz, right? It's really, really good. But, you know, chicken, if it's not cooked all the way, you can't eat it. You got to put it back, right? And so we cut a few open after one of the times she cooked it, and there were some of them were still a little pink, and it was the first time they ever weren't fully cooked because she's really good at it. So she was like, oh, I don't know what to do. She's like, how am I gonna get the middle cooked and not just, you know, dry out the rest of the chicken? So how about this? Dice it up, throw it back in the pot, put the juice in there, just cook it all like that, and that was some of the best chicken she ever made.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And it wouldn't have happened if she didn't, you know, accidentally mess up. Because those chickens were a little thicker than usual.
Yeah, gotcha. Were they like the chicken breast and stuff? You know, they make them like super,
boneless
like
chicken
super,
breasts.
yeah, super thick.
Yep.
For no reason.
Yeah. So it ended up being really good. They weren't dry at all. It was slightly more chewy, but it tasted really good. And since it was like diced up and stuff, you didn't have to like chew through the breast to get it off, and you know. So sometimes when things don't go your way, it might be better.
Yeah. Find some, you know, some creative ways to, you know, get stuff to either be, you know, how you want it, and sometimes it just ends up turning out better. You know what I'm saying? Let it simmer, dice it up, let it simmer in its own juices a little more. That just seeps in there, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my final thought.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go. You know, sometimes they say when life gives you lemons, make a lemonade. You know, you can
That's
kind of say,
right.
well, when life gives you not 100% cooked through chicken, dice it up, put it back in there, and let it simmer in its own juices.
That's right.
That's a life lesson everyone should learn.
It's my
Um,
lifestyle.
yeah. Um, my final thought was obviously again I talked about looking for some more games and
Mm-hmm.
Ghost of Yote or whatever happening there. And I remembered, hey, there was another game I was really excited for this year, wasn't it? What was that game? Because I always get excited for games and I forget what they are. I'm
Yep,
like, oh
I've been
yeah,
there.
Mafia: The Old Kingdom. I was super excited for that. And so I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's been on sale for like $50 or $60. And so I went to check it out today because they're starting to put games on sale because the holidays are around the corner.
Yep.
And $40.
Oh, not bad.
And I was like, no,
I was just saying, could be better.
it could be better. So I'm
Could
gonna
be
wait for it
better.
to be better because I think it needs to be on a better sale. So I'm
What
waiting
is
for
the
it.
sale that's gonna capture your eye?
30.
30? Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Drop
gonna
it
say
another
20.
yeah. Drop it another 10. It was a $50 game. If I get it on sale for 30, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
But if it's a $50 game, drop it at 40. I mean, that could just happen. Someone could accidentally, somebody can butt cheek can accidentally push a button and drop it $10 any given day. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the holidays we're talking about. Drop it some more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm waiting for that. But when that does happen, I'm gonna grab it. Um, I've been trying to decide what to play it on because I'm looking out for pricing and details on this Steam machine that we kind of talked about in
Oh, I
last
just saw a
level.
thing that said it's gonna be priced kind of like a PC and not a console.
Yeah, it's all over the place. That's the
Yeah.
latest update I saw too. It's going to be priced like a PC and not a console. It's all over the place. Because my plan was, I think I talked before about how I have an Xbox Series X downstairs and one upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And the plan I was going to have, the one that I have upstairs is in my office. So sometimes if I'm taking a lunch or if I need to like stop and think, my work just requires a lot of thinking, and sometimes it's best to just distract myself to get it done.
Right.
Instead of having an Xbox up there, I can just sell that and just get a Steam machine and put it up there, and I can just play Steam games up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to keep an eye out for that, but that may not be this way it swings, the way things swing out if they're pricing it like a PC. And they're like, no, we have to do this and that and that and this. I don't know. Got to figure it out. But that's the plan, depending on
All right.
how the prices come out. But that's what I've been trying to work on. So I've been debating on if I want games like Mafia to be on my Xbox or PlayStation or on my Steam,
Mm-hmm.
since I might plug it up to a TV that way. But yeah, that's my final thought.
I like it.
Leads us to the end of level 146 of Thoughts and Players podcast. If you liked
That's right.
what you heard, please like, follow, and subscribe to the podcast on your preferred podcast service. You can follow us on the socials at Thoughts and Players on Facebook and Instagram, all that stuffs. And also be sure to check us out on YouTube, where we upload video versions of the podcast every week. If you want to support us, there's a couple ways you can do that. Buying stuff on our Teespring store, merch, hats, shirts, phone cases, anything like that. And also we have a Patreon. If you want to support us there, you can join us there. We have a single $2 tier to join to help us show your support. We'll make sure to add your name at the end credits and the video uploads of the episodes that we do to show how much we really appreciate that, because we do. That is it for me. David, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Peace.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next level.